The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Rick Hall with Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna. Give Rick a call for auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. Find out more online, Rayburn.net. That's Rick Hall with Rayburn Insurance. It's time to talk about the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. And Adam Jones is the head coach there. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning. How we doing?
Doing well, doing well. We might as well call you the Red Hots because it's been you've been kind of on a streak here.
Well, yeah, we won 2 in a row. I mean, Laverne got us pretty good at third place, but we're still taking it one game at a time and week by week and seeing what we can do.
Well, when you play back to back, your biggest rivals, and then host the team that got to the state tournament and to the championship game, and they've become a district rival as well. Had a really good result with them last night.
Yeah, we played well. I mean, they were missing one of their better players who does a lot of good things for them, but I mean, even without him, they're still really good. And we kind of challenged the guys to sit down. We got to figure out how to guard better. And last night they did a really, really good job of executing the game plan for sure.
We had the opportunity to see your team versus Smyrna on Tuesday night and had the broadcast. And, I was going to save this for later, but I'm just amazed at Micah Shaw's ability to do so many things for you on the basketball court.
Yeah, he's incredible. Obviously a senior, he rarely comes off the floor. And does his role and accepts his role like no other kid. He had a great game last night, had 18 points, but usually he's not that. He's kind of 8-10 points around there. Always wants to have the most rebounds on the team, which is unbelievable for a high school kid. He's slightly vertically challenged.
Yes.
But for him to go in and want to get 8 to 10 rebounds a game. And I tell the other kids, we show them the stats, and some of our kids have 0 offensive rebounds, 1 defensive rebound. And we talk about Micah, who can hardly jump, and he's just there and there competing. And it's all effort. But he's such a stat filler, give you 8 points a night, 7 rebounds a night, 5 assists, 4 steals. He just enjoys playing, but really embodies his role very well. And he's our glue guy. That's why he hardly comes off the floor.
Yeah, you can tell that with him, and he can figure out what you need. Maybe one night it is, scoring double digits, and he fills that role, but he can sense what's going on in a game, and if you need a tough rebound, boy, he's going to give it his all to get it. And you mentioned maybe vertically challenged, but with effort, it makes him even bigger.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all rebounding is effort. We have guys that are not vertically challenged on the team, and they struggle to get rebounds because it's pure effort. But with Micah, he just dials in and gets it done. And he slows us down at times in a good way. If we get 2, because we play fast, and there's times we don't need to play fast, but we still do. And Micah's kind of that guy to settle us down, all that sort of stuff, and just take accountability for it and being our team leader.
Well, let's talk a little bit about last night's win over Cookeville, 71-52. It's very important to win those home district games, and you look at Cookeville and what they've been able to produce over the last couple of years. And a guy like Micah, kids who've been there, seen that, they sometimes get in their mind, well, this is the opponent that got to the championship game last year, but they didn't let that affect them.
No, they didn't, and they were ready for the challenge. And we told the kids before. I mean, we only got 2 home games left, guaranteed for these seniors. And they came out and just fought. We've been in the district. We've been kind of home heavy. We're 4-0 at home and 1-1 on the road, and we got 3 of our last 4 on the road. So we still got a lot of work to do. But we put a game plan together because, like I said, Cookeville is still a problem. And we challenged Dez, one of our better offensive players and defensive players, with Davis, number 12, who's an unbelievable athlete and high school basketball player. We put a game plan together, and they met it, and they stuck with it, which I was very proud of. Because at times we don't play 4 quarters that often. We put a game plan together, and then, we do it well, and then they decide to do their own thing. We got to reel them back in and kind of switch our game plan on the fly. But last night they did it for pretty much, I would say, 3.5 quarters. So I was really proud of them.
We were talking with Adam Jones, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek boys basketball team. Right now, as you look at the district, District 8 is very competitive top to bottom. I think a better league this year top to bottom, and the same thing for your district. You look at a Lebanon team that maybe has struggled in district play, but gosh, that's a hard game every game.
It is, and that's why, you go lay an egg, like we did against Laverne, you're going to get your butt beat, and you have to show up every single night. Like you said, top to bottom. Lebanon's win total isn't there, but, they're competing every night. It's 1, 2, 3 possession games. So, you go in there and screw up a little bit for a quarter and a half, you're going to struggle to win any games in this league. And that's what we're telling the kids. Celebrate the one last night today. We'll be back to work tomorrow because we got 3 of our next 4 on the road. We're 1-1 on the road already. So, we got to dial in. We still got some work to do to get a little bit better.
Well, you played last night was 71-52 and 72-61 over Smyrna. And my point about that is you are beginning to score more per game, and that's always good to see this time of the year. 67 in the last 2 weeks was the lowest total, and so that's good to see.
Yeah, and like I've said it before, we're at our best when we're in transition, but transition comes from getting stops, and last night we were able to do that and just get up down the floor a little bit. Didn't have to press as much. That's kind of been our MO is pressing and all that sort of stuff. But you can't do that a ton against good teams. Eventually they're going to pick you apart. So we've challenged them to sit down to guard. We've got to guard and get stops and get up and down that way, which last night they did. But we'll still bring a sprinkle in presses every now and again.
Yeah. It seems like your guys were very comfortable with the pace of the game on Tuesday night with Smyrna. How does this team handle when the opponent wants to slow the game down, be very methodical, like a Blackman you played earlier this year, for instance?
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle for us, but we practice it, and they're okay with it. To reiterate, we just if we're playing slower, that's even more of an incentive that we have to sit down and get stops, because every stop, every rebound, it's kind of hard to play slow. We're going to get it. We're going to go, and we're going to try to get something easy if we can. But they're getting better at it because, like I've told them, like I just said, we can't press every game, the whole game. We have to be able to adjust and play different styles. Now we want most teams to kind of fall into how we want to play, but at times that's not possible, and especially if you're not guarding and teams are scoring on you, it's really hard to play fast, and then it slows us down. So we're trying to get better at that, and kind of every day in practice we work on it, and they're improving a little bit. They're understanding.
Well, right now sitting in second place in the district, and you still have to play Laverne, who is right now undefeated in district play, and that's a home game. You've got really where you want to be in postseason lies ahead of you.
Yeah, correct. And again, the one game at a time. We got Wilson Central on the road on Tuesday. Kind of like Lebanon, they've been ultra competitive in a bunch of games they've played. Mm-hmm. And then senior night at home against Laverne Friday, and then next week we're at Lebanon at Cookeville. So it's we gotta put a good game plan together each night and kind of just take it one game at a time and see where we are. We kind of control our own destiny if you want to say that, but this league it's hard. So we gotta we got to get chip away and get one at a time and see where we end up when it's all said and done.
You know, basketball season is a weird one because it seems like it's long, but in many aspects it's not, especially when, you know, you turn the calendar in January. It's almost like two different kind of seasons. And once January gets here, you kind of those games just mean more, and you're right in the thick of that in these next 2 weeks. But that's the case for everybody. Every opponent, they've got the same mentality.
Yeah, right. And that's why we kind of put our pre-district schedule together the way we did, you know, playing tons of state tournament teams from last year, just to get some good reps and play some good teams. Came out on top on some of them, and others we didn't. But like you said, once you hit district, you know, it's 0-0, and it is a long season. But once district hits, it flies by.
It does.
You know, 2 games a week, Tuesday, Friday. You got your practice routines, all that. You know, you blink, and before you know it's district tournament time. But I think our pre-district schedule helped us a ton, and we just got to continue going and continue fighting. And we're just preaching to the kids, we can't get complacent. You know, yes, we have some big wins here and there, but, I mean, you know, take a day, enjoy it. We'll come back tomorrow, watch some film, and get ready for Wilson Central.
Well, that is the next opponent for the Red Hawks next week at Wilson Central, and then host Laverne, and then finish up on the road with 2. So I'm assuming probably that Laverne game is senior night. I think maybe you said that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that'll be our senior night on Friday.
Very good, Coach. Appreciate you joining us this morning, and good luck. We'll talk in a few weeks.
Okay, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Coach Adam Jones joining us here on the Coaches Show, which is brought to you by Edward Jones, financial advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones, financial advisor Lee Colvin.
Whether you're a student, alumni, or just a fan, Raider Tees has exactly what you need to help you cheer on the Blue Raiders on game days and every moment in between. We sell officially licensed Blue Raider gear, whether it's clothing, hats, flags, chairs, or just whatever. We have it all, including exclusive gear you won't find anywhere else. Like us on Facebook for updates on new Blue Raider gear and special prices or discounts. For all your Blue Raider gear, shop Raider Tees today. Bigger, better,